Soldiers returning from combat often bring with them mental health issues like depression and post-traumatic stress disorder. A unique therapy being used around the world is now available in Sacramento. In tonight's KCRA3 Health Watch report, Edie Lambert shows us how it could help veterans adjust to life outside the war zone.
They're among the very best of America, those who volunteer to serve on the battlefields of Iraq and Afghanistan.
What everybody wants to hear is, what is it like? And you really can't, even just the military itself, you can't relate that to anybody, anything anybody's ever been in.
Zach Pierce is 24 years old, and he's already completed tours of duty in both Afghanistan and Iraq. As he's home for the holiday, Pierce says sometimes he still feels like he's in combat.
Your way of just, maneuvering through life, and you come up with plans and strategies of how to, do anything. You assess situations. You're constantly, you start to become like hyper vigilant. You're constantly on guard. You're assessing threats.
That kind of stress can actually change the way a soldier's brain functions. Some veterans struggle with depression and suicidal thoughts. For Pierce, it's a battle with anger and anxiety. That's why he's been happy to find this, the Brain State Conditioning Program. The therapy is offered through a Sacramento service called Brain Guidance.
We see it helping people with depression, a lot with ADD and ADHD, sleeplessness. It has helped people also who have had strokes, that have lost memory, that have lost focus.
You can see the brain activity just kind of relaxes with them.
John Henry Parker understands the need for the therapy because he's a veteran himself from a military family.
So I know what it's like to be raised by a veteran who, quite frankly, didn't seek help and didn't have a lot of control over his volatility.
Parker brought the program to Sacramento after hearing this from his son.
He said he was just too screwed up to come home, and he just had seen too much. He was a squad leader.
Brain state conditioning was designed by a physicist to balance out the brain waves, bringing parts of the brain that are traumatized back to normal. During a session, the small sensors attached to Pierce's head read his brain waves. A computer in front of him converts those frequencies into tones that sound like this. That's what Pierce hears through headphones, and the idea is that those sounds will balance out his brain waves. After just 5 sessions, Pierce has already seen a change.
Because I can definitely tell, just driving on the freeway, it's a big example, I can focus on where I need to go and not what's going on over here,
And he says it's helping him deal with his anger and anxiety. He hopes this kind of therapy also helps his fellow troops leave the battlefield behind.
We just want to come back and be able to reintegrate into society.
In Sacramento, Edie Lambert, KCRA3 report.